Hello ladies and gents, hope you're well. Today we're going to be looking at an advert that jumped up on my MSN, I think it was today, and at first I thought I was being trolled, to be honest with you. Not so much because of the actual device that it was being advertised, but was actually advertised in a way that was so ridiculous that I couldn't help but comment on it. So we're just going to have a quick look today, and this is a translator. Little piece of hardware that people can use to instantly translate what they are speaking about. Okay, now I've got no problem with these things in general, and I'm not actually here to review the product. So before anyone accuses me of dragging the good name of this company through the mud, I'm not actually reviewing their product at all. Okay, I think on my phone here I've got a little translator app, and it helps me a lot with some Spanish vocabulary and stuff. So I've got absolutely no problem with people using these devices for certain tasks. If you're abroad and you need to order a coffee, or you need to ask where the hospital is or whatever, these devices are pretty handy, pretty useful. Okay, so my problem with this, especially this particular device, and I'm sure it functions very, very well, is the way it's being advertised. Okay, so we're just going to have a look at their advert today, and then everyone who watches this can make up their own mind. All right, we'll start with the title here, and they're selling a little bit of a dream here, I think, because no language is foreign anymore. Because of this smart Japanese innovation, the idea is Janus. Okay, so I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be genius, but clearly they paid someone to proofread their ads before they put it up. Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt there, okay? Now, it actually starts pretty well. It is a bold claim that the device lets you communicate in more than 40 languages instantly, but I've got no reason to doubt them. Why do we need to be able to speak foreign languages? This is a valid point, and it goes on. I think they've copy-pasted this probably. Speaking a foreign language is a high-demand skill, and basically saying it's pretty useful. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a social worker, doing medicine, international business. It's a huge advantage. Yep, pretty good so far. At this point, I did not think I was being trolled. This one, it starts to get a little bit fishy. Okay, I did a video not long ago. Some of these pipe dreams that people sell. You know, speak a language in seconds or weeks, not years. I'm automatically suspicious when I see that, but to be fair to these guys, they're not selling a course, they're not selling a miracle method of speaking, they're actually selling a translator. So, all right, let's see. So without being sensational or anything, let's start with the first sentence. Let's be frank, foreign language learning is a waste of time and money. All right, so quite a bold statement there. I'm sure they'll back it up with statistics and quantitative data in a moment, but we'll leave that there just for now. So you spend years taking pricey language courses and the result is never satisfactory. Okay, so if you do a language course, apparently, you will never be satisfied with the results. I hope we don't apply this to all types of learning, because then none of us will ever learn anything. So native speakers will always mock your accent, mimic your ways, and call you names. So again, without inciting any kind of fear or preying on people's insecurities, don't bother learning a language, ladies and gentlemen, because people just laugh at you. On a serious note, having lived here in Spain for almost 9 years, you have some banter when you make mistakes using the language, but nobody has been cruel or mocked me over the almost decade that I've been here. Okay, people will correct you, and people will be confused when you say things that just don't make sense. But that's just kind of par for the course, you know. I think that kind of culture exists in some countries, but I don't think the majority of people. If you see somebody trying to speak another language, and you'll generally try to help them out. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being optimistic, but I think most people will not just laugh at you or laugh in your face. Okay, they'll try to help you out. But in this case, no. Everybody in the world is going to laugh at you, so you need to buy this device, clearly. Now, I agree here, the language barrier is one of the greatest challenges when traveling overseas. That's true. Can't deny that. And I've never felt overly confident asking for directions or giving them, actually. I get asked for directions a lot here. It's crazy. I never feel that confident giving them, but I do try. Shopping and taking a taxi. Yeah, these things, ordering a coffee or asking for a different size of something in a shop. Translators are actually really good for this. But these language shaming keeps the majority of people away from traveling the world or pursuing an international career. I think that's wrong. I've never known, people are cautious about maybe living abroad because of a language barrier. But I think most people, if they want to travel, whether it's to France, Italy, Spain, Japan, people go anyway. Okay, you don't need to know the language if you're going for a week's holiday. Living there would be a different story. I can appreciate that, and I've lived through it myself. But you're not going to be using a little app and sticking it in people's faces if you decide to move to a country. You're probably going to learn the language, you would hope. Okay, but how come politicians and famous businessmen, it's only the men, manage very well speaking only one language? A lot of them don't, actually. A lot of them speak at least 2 or 3 languages, especially politicians. And yet they do have an interpreter rather than waste their precious time and money on language learning. Let's just go back. I think a lot of politicians actually do speak more than one language. Not all, can't claim that, but a lot of them are privately educated. A lot of them are educated up to a point where they can speak at least a couple of languages or understand it, even if they don't speak it. And business people, rather than using an interpreter, they probably just pay people to go and handle those negotiations for them. But a lot of powerful business people also speak more than one language. But, well, not in this case, clearly. So you don't need to pay for a translator who has probably studied a language. Okay, you don't need somebody who's going to do that. You can just buy this product. And up to a point, they're probably correct. Okay. So this is the dream, and I do advise people to be careful about this. Okay, so many language schools and so many apps or pieces of tech similar to this start with these questions. Have you ever wished you could speak a foreign language without taking the classes? Have you ever wished you could become a carpenter without doing any training? Have you ever wished that you could become a Formula One driver without learning to drive? Probably. Is it realistic? Up to a point. You could get in that car and drive it probably, but the results wouldn't be too clever. And you could probably start banging pieces of wood together, saying that you're a carpenter, but that probably doesn't mean you're a real carpenter. All right. So they're selling the dream. Talk to almost every person in the world, and they even use the word dream. So fair play. So we've got this device that you have to connect to your smartphone, and you need an internet connection, and it will help you speak to everybody on the planet. And I'm sure it's good. So without wasting your time and money for tedious language classes. Okay, so remember guys, classes and learning are bad. Tech is good in this case. Okay, just take the shortcut. No more language learning, no more troubles when traveling abroad, no more time and money wasted for language learning programs that simply do not work. Yep. So now, especially with the invention of the calculator, it's a well-known fact that we should all stop doing maths classes as well. This is, who needs maths when we've got calculators? So, Muama Enent's instant voice translator is a state-of-the-art Japanese technology which allows you to instantly communicate with another person. Again, this probably is all true. Voice recognition technology is the future. It's doing really well. And yeah, this whole paragraph, I have no reason to doubt it. And this as well. This is how it works. Pretty simple interface. You hold the button, speak, release, it'll translate. Okay. You can also let a foreigner speak into your device. Just remember, guys, when you're traveling, everybody else is the foreigner, and even though you're out of your country, you're still the native. Keep that in mind. Now, quite a lot of different languages. Nice to see Catalan included there as well. It's nice. And you even got a video. Okay, now let's go here. Some hard facts. So again, I'm sure this is where the quantitative data will come in, complete with links to that research. So researchers show that over 86% of language learning programs are ineffective and do not bring the desired outcome. Okay. I'm not quite sure where that has been taken from, and they haven't really put any link in either. Okay, so another research done with students taking language courses online showed that 9 out of 10 are not happy with the results and wish they hadn't even started these courses. Again, I think they've gone to the Nigel Farage school of fact-finding here, because there is absolutely no evidence for what they're saying and no links. But, you know, if it helps them sell a few of their products, I guess that's all worthwhile. I would question this, I'll be honest, this whole paragraph. They have not provided any evidence. And if you're wondering why I'm bothered, it's obviously because it's my profession, guys. Okay, like, this is something that I do for a living, and they're basically saying that what I do is rubbish. If this was, again, carpentry or mechanic or whatever, and somebody wrote this type of advertising, you'd probably be a little bit annoyed. Okay, so again, sensational claims with no facts, apart from the facts that they've invented for themselves. So yeah, go on, go shopping, etc., etc. You can use it for all of these things. And yeah, so this genius device allows you to start communicating, yes, speaking, although you are not speaking, you're speaking into a machine, the machine translates it. That would be fun, sitting around a big table full of friends or sticking your devices in each other's faces with almost every person in the world. So with all 7.5 billion of us. And it's got some good features, again, which I do not doubt. Huge discounts. It's so popular that they have to sell it at a discount today, ladies and gentlemen. So get yours for $89. It was $178, but it's been so popular that they've reduced the price to $89. So buy it while it's hot, guys. Buy it while it's hot. And yeah, you can get your best price today. Okay, so in conclusion, you probably gather from my tone that I'm not a big fan of these things. The device itself, absolutely no problem. Let me just reiterate that. The device, I'm sure, works well, and I'm sure the developers of this had good intentions, and these devices are really useful, actually, in certain situations. However, this type of advertising drives me crazy. I'm just going to leave it hanging there, guys. You guys can see for yourself some of the claims that these types of companies make and the types of statistics that they produce to sell their product. And, well, let's just say I think it leaves something to be desired. Again, guys, I hope everyone is well. Keep your eye on this type of thing. There's a lot of it coming out. People are locked at home. These companies will try to sell dreams and sell products, which the product itself may be fine, but the dream they're selling you with it just simply isn't realistic. Okay, stay safe, stay happy, guys, and we'll speak again soon. Later.